Hi, my name's Craig Matheson. I'm the founder of the Polar Academy. The Polar Academy is a charity here in Scotland whereby we recruit children between the age of 14 and 17, children who may be struggling in life, be it through they're victims of bullying or they've suffered some sort of trauma in their life. And the way we help these kids is through exploration. Normally, we train these kids up for a minimum of a year. We've been dubbed Europe's toughest youth programme, something I'm very proud of. But we train these kids up and then we take them on a major polar expedition up to East Greenland. And there, the kids change. Everyone I'm speaking to in the Explorers Club knows that the Arctic and doing big expeditions changes people. With kids, it has a miraculous transformation with them, because these kids, when I first meet them, they describe themselves as being invisible. They just flow through the education system without anyone actually noticing them at all. What Polar Academy does is actually prove to them what they're capable of, but also proves to their families as well, because we involve their families in the whole process, except the expedition. That's for the kids alone. And at the end of the expedition, which is 2 weeks sledge hauling in Greenland, these kids come back totally changed characters. I mean, these kids change from being invisible in life to being true role models. True role models for their family, true role models for their school and their community, but also for others, for their peers, because I don't charge any money to the kids or the families to do this. It's free, and it's important that it is free so we get the right kind of kids applying. I do all the fundraising to do this, but there is a huge payback for every kid that gets to go. Once you finish the Polar Academy expedition, every kid is expected to go out and talk to and inspire a minimum of 3,000 other young people to convince them that they're capable and can go out and follow their dreams and passions. That's a target we have always exceeded every year. So at the moment we take 10 kids out on an expedition at a time. Those 10 kids change the life of 30,000 other kids. Every year we're getting bigger and bigger and bigger. This year we're actually doubling the Polar Academy. We're going to start to run 2 expedition teams out there. And we're hoping to expand. I want to speak to my colleagues and brothers up in Norway to open up in Scandinavia and also down in England. And you never know, maybe across in America as well, because what I've found, no matter where I speak on the globe, children are children. They have the same issues, the same worries and the same fears and the same challenges that kids here in Scotland have. Kids in Scotland have the same fears as kids in New York, as kids in Germany, as kids in Oslo. They just need someone to believe in them and show them what they're capable of, because once you start this process, there's no going back. There's only going forward with it. And the kids who have been through Polar Academy have gone on to do great things. I mean, we've got one child who's a young woman now called Iona Somerville, who's probably one of the youngest people ever to get into the Explorers Club. She's doing her own expedition to the Antarctic next year. It's just incredible the changes that this makes. This year, because of the pandemic, we're doing a different sort of expedition. We're actually going to row a longboat through Scotland, starting at the west coast and then up the east coast of Scotland. So I'm going to show you a little video that kind of encapsulates what the Polar Academy does. And then you're going to hear some feedback from some of the kids of the differences that's made to them. Now, I went out my way to make the Polar Academy the toughest children's project ever. There is nothing tough anymore. We're all afraid as adults of getting in trouble. So we bubble wrap our kids. We've gone soft. The Polar Academy was set up to turn essentially invisible kids into true role models, people that other kids can look up to. It's the only thing that works. and it works every time. These kids are going to face intensive cold, strong winds, rain. Greenland is a really wild place. Come on, don't think about it, just keep going. We need to get back to a point where we can actually look at our children and think, yeah, they can do incredible things. They might just be 14, but they can do incredible things instead of stopping them doing stuff. This isn't a bubble-wrapped school trip. This is a polar expedition.
Try to think of one word, but none really describes how good it was.
Awesome. Just go with awesome. There's no words to describe it, it's just awesome.
I can't. I just can't really sum it all up. I mean, it's just been too much to sum up into like a few words. I mean, so many things happened and so many emotions, and it's just a bit of a... yeah, I can't sum it up.
Unbelievable, because when I first heard about this, I was like, it was so out of the blue, and I was like, what is going on here? But yeah, because I can't believe that normal people are getting to do like such an amazing thing. So I think it's unbelievable. I got to do this.
No, can't.